Welcome to the parts of the cell. If we look under a microscope at any animal, we will see they are made of cells. All animals have very similar cell structure. Although they are very different to look at, mammals, fish, birds, amphibians, reptiles and insects all have the same basic cell. Let's take a look at the basic animal cell. An animal cell is made up of the cell membrane, vacuoles, mitochondria, ribosomes, the endoplasmic reticulum, which can be rough or smooth, the Golgi body, also known as the Golgi apparatus, the nucleus, which contains the nucleolus, and all these parts sit inside a substance called the cytoplasm. We call each of these parts organelles. We will now look a little closer at the organelles. The cell membrane separates the internal environment of the cell to the external environment of the cell. It selects what comes in and goes out of the cell. It acts as border patrol and the security fence around the facility. The cytoplasm is the jelly-like substance enclosed within the cell membrane. It contains all the organelles and the cytoskeleton of the cell. It is the jelly that holds everything in place. Just picture a cup of jelly with fruit in it. The fruit are the organelles. The vacuoles are fluid-filled sacs that store water, dissolve salts and sugars. They act like that drawer in the house where you dump everything that you might need later. The mitochondria has a folded inner membrane with enzymes for the chemical reaction called respiration. It enables the release of energy from specific molecules called glucose for use by the cell. It is the power plant of the cell, releasing the energy so the whole cell can function. Ribosomes make proteins. They can float around the cell or attach themselves to the endoplasmic reticulum. They are little protein-making factories within each cell. Often abbreviated to ER, the endoplasmic reticulum is a network of membranes spread throughout the cell. They modify and transport proteins. The rough ER is any section that has ribosomes attached to it. The ER is the public transport system. It has specific stops to drop off proteins to where they need to be within the cell. The nucleus contains DNA wrapped around proteins which are called chromosomes. Its role is to store and transmit the genetic information. It acts as the brain of the cell, controlling everything that happens in the cell. Inside the nucleus is the nucleolus, which is where the ribosomes are made. The Golgi body is also called the Golgi apparatus. It is made of layers of membranes that pack and secrete materials such as enzymes. It is the post office of the cell, where important parcels are packed and shipped out of the cell. If we look under a microscope at any plant, we will see that they are a little different to animal cells. Many structures are the same, but there are a few key differences between the basic plant cell and the basic animal cell. Let's take a look at a basic plant cell. The outside layer of a plant cell is actually the cell wall. The cell membrane sits just inside it. The cell has vacuoles, but all plant cells have a large one that takes up most of the cell, as well as a few smaller ones. Plant cells have mitochondria, ribosomes, smooth and rough ER, a nucleus and a nucleolus, but they also have extra organelles called chloroplasts. The cell wall is the tough layer that surrounds the plant cell. It acts to prevent structural damage to the organism when the cell is overhydrated or dehydrated. If you think of a cell as a balloon filled with water, then the cell wall is like putting that balloon into a box that is the same volume as the balloon. The chloroplasts contain layers of membranes and the pigment chlorophyll. It enables plants to capture light energy and conduct photosynthesis. Photosynthesis converts light energy to chemical energy. The chloroplast acts as a solar panel within the cell, turning sunlight into a usable form of energy. To summarize, cells contain organelles. Plants and animal cells all have a cell membrane, cytoplasm, vacuoles, mitochondria, ribosomes, smooth and rough ER, the Golgi body, a nucleus, and the nucleolus. Plant cells also have a cell wall and chloroplasts. Plant cells always contain a large vacuole.